in the newspaper, $25 million. As you know, last year, ground was broken, big fanfare. This country was told that the deal was signed, $75 million. Tonight, we are talking about a next signing of $125 million. This is a $50 million different from the previous signing and celebration. The people of this country wants to know what happened to the first deal. What went wrong? How? Why did that deal fall apart? Because we spent hundreds of thousands for the celebration, setting up the fireworks, and we said that the deal was done. So the people are asking this question: what happened to the first deal for 75 million? Right? The other question the people of the Turks and Caicos Islands is asking: why is it that the government hasn't presented the people yet as to this loan for this hospital? I mean, the details, we don't know.
That is a very big question. That's a question that needs to be asked. And not only needs to be asked, but it needs to be answered by this government. Mm-hmm. We know that there is a plan for health insurance, over-the-board health insurance, just like we have national insurance. Nothing has been said in regards to who's going to provide it, the setup, but most importantly, at what percentage are Turks and Caicos Islands going to be required to pay in health insurance. Now that's another chunk of money coming out of your out of your pay at the end of every month.
Correct.
And even in providing health insurance, we have to know how far is this going to take us in regards to this hospital. Remember that this is going to be run by a private organization. Okay, InterHealth Government Canada, they're going to own it for about 25 years. Once we have medical insurance in place, is it going to be enough to take care of particular procedures, or is it going to only cost basic coverage, and we still at the end of the day have to come out of our pocket to pay them? Because our medical insurance have to be going to pay back this loan first of all, and if there's an additional, then we have to be paying back into Canada. Something has to be, even before leases or even while they're being constructed, the question in regards to health insurance has to be answered. Government should now be putting measures in place for this. We as a people ought to know how much it's going to cost us.
Well, not only that, the people of this country, Finbar, are demanding that they know what the cost is going to be to them for this loan. They want to know how is this loan is going to be breaking down into. I mean, what is the real cost? As a matter of fact, there are citizens in this country who has approached the leaders of this country, asking them, give us the real figure. As a matter of fact, the citizens are asking for an independent evaluation of this hospital. They want to know what is the real cost. What are we paying a next $50 million for? Because even at $75 million, when you estimate the cost of a room by the World Health Organization, it estimated to some $400,000. Even at $75 million, we were already paying over $1 million per cost of a hospital room. Now $125 million push us somewhere over $2 million for one hospital room. The citizens of this country, we are demanding this government to show us the blueprint. Let us know, what are we paying for? $2 million hospital room? Where in the world you going to find this? Our ministers, how much we going to have to pay? How much is going back to this company? How much is going back to Johnson? Because, how much is going back to First Caribbean Bank? We need to know, because we're going to have to pay for this.
Well, that is correct. And given the vast difference in figures and the number of figures that came out for the cost of this hospital, I mean, there ought to be an independent evaluation. The thing is, who would authorize it? Exactly, who would authorize it? There ought to be an independent evaluation in regards to cost. You know, because we need to know we're having a good deal, and government should need to know if they're getting a good deal, unless they are being a part of the excess they're going to receive for the siphoning off of the excess, and they're going to be to their financial advantage. And when I talk about government, I talk about ministers specifically, you know, because that has been well, there has been a lot of allegation in regards to to ministers using this economy for their personal benefit. They have found ways and means of siphoning money off of government projects to line their own pockets. Now, this might very well be a major project, and might very well be some major income to some specific ministers. I mean, in that atmosphere, an independent evaluation of the cost of building these should be done. And like you say, we as a people should demand that it be done, because we need fairness and we need transparency, and they promise to be transparent.
Well, Finbar, the other question that is arising in the country is that, can we really afford a $125 million loan given the financial position that the country is in now? I've seen the audit report for last financial year, and I'm sure, and this just based on 2005, 2006, God help us what it's going to be 2006, 2007. So just based on those financial report audits, that the country is over $100 million in debt already. The question is arising, can this country sustain a debt level, this kind of borrowing at this point in time? Given the backdrop, it is no secret, all across the length and breadth of these Turks and Caicos Islands, the government for the last 4 months haven't been able to meet their financial obligations. I mean, to contractors, civil servants' salary. I mean, you have in the education area, the government has placed students into private institutions all over this country, and haven't been able to meet those obligations. I mean, they owe the private institution thousands of dollars here, and they haven't paid them over the last few weeks. I was on a flight from Miami 2 Fridays ago, Finbar, and there were a number of students on that flight, and I had students who sat on the flight with me and showed me letters from the college institutions in the States that are telling them don't come back because they haven't paid the scholarships. So when, as a citizen in this country, when you are hearing things where the government can't meet their financial obligation, and it's in a number of areas, and then you see we are going into $125 million additional borrowing, you have to ask the question. And I believe, I don't want to say that I know, but I surmise that the reason why, I mean, if you look at the Sun newspaper, which is owned by a minister, the Honorable Boyce, the paper is owned, she declared right prior to the election last year, February, that she is a shareholder